All right, it's about time to revisit someone that I have been. I don't even know if you can hear me doing that. That's me pounding the table for in the Chargers camp. And it is a rookie that I foresee being not only impactful this year to an extent, but also a long-term solution at a position that, quite frankly, the long term is in doubt. It is absolutely in doubt. Now, I understand that a couple things have to roll the right way. But from everything that we are hearing, everything that we saw in college, everything that the numbers say statistically and physically, this is a guy that the Chargers absolutely got as a steal in the 6th round, and I don't understand how this isn't a 3rd-round running back. And I am talking about none other than Kamani Vidal. So we're going to start with a couple of articles that talk about it. Just recently, they've been putting these out, and then I'm going to go into why I personally believe Kamani Vidal is going to be the running back of the future, at minimum in a tandem running back situation. But who knows? He could even be better than that. He could turn into almost a workhorse at the exact same idea. All right, so first on the Charger report from Athlon Sports, they are banking. The Chargers are banking on late-round rookie Kamani Vidal to make a significant impact this season. Despite the presence of veteran running backs J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, Vidal has shown promise during organized team activities, according to CBS Sports' Brandon Howard. All right, first and foremost, let's talk about the guys in front of him. Gus Edwards is a good player. He's a good player, and he gives you nothing to sneeze at. He is one of those guys that he is a bottom-tier starting running back. That's who he is. He's a bottom-tier starting running back. In fact, PFF agrees with me. He ranked 28th out of 59 eligible running backs, which you only get one starting running back, so that means there's 32 of them. I think Gus Edwards is the perfect guy to deploy in a tandem backfield for running back. I don't think he's your workhorse. I don't think so. I think he's a guy that gets 150 to 225 carries a year. He can get your goal line touches and all that kind of stuff. Here's the other guy, J.K. Dobbins. So J.K. Dobbins, all he's done is, unfortunately, be injured. Okay, but when he plays, he is remarkable. And he's been remarkable in this system. The problem is he had a torn ACL. He's coming back from an Achilles tear. I don't even know if he's going to be ready. Like, I think he will, but I don't even know if he's going to be ready and what that's going to look like. And behind that, there's only 2 running backs. It's Isaiah Spiller and it's Kamani Vidal. And I hear a lot of people doing the same thing I'm doing for Vidal for Isaiah Spiller. You watch him play. You see the speed. You see all that kind of stuff, and you say to yourself, oh, man, I like that a lot. Like, what is that? What could that look like? And so I'm going to kind of talk about Isaiah Spiller and compare him to Kamani Vidal as well. But those are the 2 that are left. And I just don't think when you have 2 running backs by the name of Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins that they are both going to stay healthy the entirety of the year. And Harbaugh is not going to stop running the ball. Under new head coach Harbaugh, the Chargers are expected to be a run-first offense with a potentially dominant offensive line, said Howard. That's good for any hard-nosed downhill running back who plays for them. It's precisely the kind of back Vidal is. I think that is pretty accurate. Also, I don't know. Like, Vidal is a downhill running back, but he also has shown to be so much more. So I'm going to get into the physical traits, the RAS, and I'm going to get into that kind of stuff. But before I do that, can I just get into the draft profile of who Kamani Vidal is? He's 5'8", 218 pounds. He's a bowling ball, right? He's a wrecking ball. And that's why everybody thinks he's just this hard-nosed, downhill runner. But here's the thing about Vidal. He had a rushing grade of 93.2 last year. He had a gap grade of 91.8. He had a zone grade of 86, so it proves that he can run both in zone and gap. He had an elusive rating that was through the charts. It was like in the 85th percentile at 118.9 and a yards per contact or yards after contact per attempt of 3.58. That was like in the 74th percentile. So I understand that he was doing this he was at Troy. But it's not like he just played bad teams all year. and he ran well against good competition. In fact, he was still a good running back grade against Kansas State and Duke. Those are the Power 5 opponents that they played. He still had a good rushing grade, and he had decent games against them, even behind an offensive line that was subpar. So the idea that Vidal is just a downhill bruising back, that's where I think it's false. Not because he can't do it. It's not because he can't do it, but it's just not all he can do. He's more well-rounded than that. I believe he had 18 catches. Both last year, he had 18 catches on 22 targets. The year before that, he had 25 catches on 31 targets. So he gets a couple catches a game as well. And I'm not saying that's a ton of targets, but it's not bad. Last year, whether he's at Troy or anywhere else, and the year before, 2022, 231 carries. 2023, 295. That's a bell cow back. Last year, he had 1,661 yards with an average of 5.6 yards per attempt and 14 touchdowns. That's impressive no matter where you go to school. All right? I believe the Titans have a running back from a smaller school that they drafted much earlier that didn't even put up better numbers than Vidal, that didn't test better than him. So let's look at who he is physically, and let's start at looking at someone who I think we all agree is honestly a pretty good athletic running back, and that is the guy he's going to be competing for snaps with, Isaiah Spiller. And I want to show you why I think Vidal is going to move ahead of Spiller quickly. It's not just physical. There's a little thing that is very important to Jim Harbaugh that Vidal does so much better. So we see Spiller. He's got the 4.64 speed. It's not bad. That's an okay speed. He has a great size grade at 6 foot 217. All right, but he was poor in explosion. He was poor in the explosion. Now let me show you our guy, Vidal. Kamani Vidal. All right, his size. It says poor. His weight's not bad. It's just his height. And by the way, for a running back, who cares? Like, I don't care if he's 5'8" or if he's 6'1". The only thing that you can say being that small hurts is possibly pass blocking, but we're going to talk about that because it's completely the opposite. His explosion was great. It proves that he is a powerful and athletic athlete. And then his speed grade. Like, I expected him to go out there and run like a 4.6, but he ran a 4.47. At that height and at that weight, you should not be running a 4.47. That's unbelievable. That's really, really good. And so when you look just a little bit deeper, Isaiah Spiller has a pass blocking grade of 29. It was a pass blocking grade of 29. And Vidal has shown that he can stay on the field and pass block. So when I see this, what that tells me is I believe both by running, but also, more importantly, pass blocking, I think Vidal is going to jump Spiller on the depth chart. So he is one injury away to Edwards, to Dobbins, and Dobbins has been very injured. He is one injury away from 100 to 150 carries. And then you're going to see what he can become, and that is what I'm excited for. All right? Coaches have been blown away. The media has been blown away. I think everybody's shocked because he went in the 6th round. This is a 3rd-round talent. That's all I have to say on it. All right, hey, if you like our Chargers content, make sure you like and subscribe for more. And, hey, we'll see you on the next one.